Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio. So today, we're going to be having a look at some news. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's news time. It's time to look at some news. So first up, according to Autobot Tesla, and he has not been letting us down lately, on January the 8th, 2018, there is going to be released an enhanced 2-pack blister. You are going to be getting 2 packs of cards, a coin, and more importantly, free foil reprints of a Alolan Muck, a Alolan Dugtrio, and a Alolan Golem. Now the good news is, because we know that they are reprints, and because we've only had one of each of these cards actually revealed so far, we can say with some certainty which ones they're going to be. Now, a Alolan Dugtrio is not the most interesting one ever. It does have an ability that increases the retreat cost of your opponent's active Pokemon, which is nice and is good for Pokemon like Wobbuffet that depend on your opponent's retreat, but it's not particularly amazing outside of that. Alolan Golem. Now, I've made no secret of the fact that I am a big fan of the GX Alolan Golem. Unfortunately, we are not talking GX Alolan Golem here. We are talking the regular, and it's just not particularly good. The attacks are expensive, and I mean, it's got high HP, and the attacks do a bunch of damage. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, not particularly great. Although I do like the fact that his Heavy Slam does less damage the higher your opponent's retreat cost is, and is being paired in a product with a Alolan Dugtrio that increases retreat cost. However, Alolan Muck, now that is a Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen, that I do believe is very, very good indeed. I've been doing a series of videos lately about underplayed Pokemon cards. I have not yet done a video about how Alolan Muck is underplayed, but ladies and gentlemen, that video is not very far away at all. It is a very good card. It turns off abilities of Pokemon like Tapu Lele, like Volcanion, but it still allows other decks relying on stuff like Gardevoir, Octillery, Decidueye, Zoroark to keep their abilities. And the fact that it's coming out in this free pack blister means that it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be more available, and it's just going to be all around good. Another product that has been confirmed as coming out in the not too distant future, on the 23rd of February, we are getting a Lucario-GX Box. Lucario-GX, a Jumbo, 4 packs and a PTCGO code card. Now, the interesting thing at the moment is that we don't actually have a Lucario-GX. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a brand new Lucario. By the time this box drops in February, we will have gotten our Ultra Prism set, so it may be that Lucario is coming out in Ultra Prism. This is a reprint. I don't believe that's the case. These boxes in the past have been Pokemon like Beware, like Snorlax, which do not come out in the sets. It probably means it's going to be a tournament promo in Japan. Now, we don't know anything about this, we've not seen it, but it could be either fighting or metal type, which is quite interesting, of course, with Gardevoir being weak to metal. Maybe the fact that the EX and the Mega EX were fighting type would lean this to be metal type, or maybe that's completely and utterly irrelevant and I'm rambling about nothing. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Who knows? The main thing is that on February the 23rd, we are getting it. And as far as I'm concerned, more new GXs is always a good thing. But if you want to see some new cards that we do have pictures of, how about this adorable Rowlet, this adorable Litten, and this ultra adorable Poplio, because of course I am on #Team Poplio. Now, they are promos that are coming out in Japan. No word at all as to how we're actually getting them. They've all got 3D computer generated artwork, which is quite fun, I suppose. It's all nice, it's all well and good. They've all got extremely similar attacks. 1 energy, 10 damage, although interestingly enough, the Rowlet here actually does it for colourless energy, whereas the Poplio and Litten are for coloured energy, but all of them are coloured and a colourless 20 damage. Look, they're not particularly good, although I will point out that both the Poplio and the Litten have 70 HP, although, ironically, the only one that we actually will be playing is Rowlet, because Decidueye's really good, and it's the only one that doesn't have 70 HP. And even more annoyingly, we don't have a 70 HP Rowlet, and with stuff like Decidueye's own Feather Arrow, like Tapu Koko's Flying Flip, there is a big difference at the moment in the Pokemon trading card game between 60 and 70 HP. Having a 70 HP Rowlet would have been great, but we're not getting one. Little bit unfair, but look at the artwork, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably some of my favourite artwork we've had in the Pokemon Sun and Moon trading card game block, and weirdly, it's very tree-related, except for Poplio. He don't need no trees. Now a little bit of news courtesy of TotalCards.net. There are some new Snorlax Ultra Pro accessories that have been revealed, and, shockingly enough, they have Snorlax on. And it's the usual stuff. You've got binders, deck box, sleeves, and a playmat, I believe, as well. Usual Snorlax stuff, which they are actually for sale at TotalCards.net. Although I am not sponsored by or affiliated with TotalCards.net in any way, shape or form, they were nice enough to break this news, so I thought I would be nice enough to tell you that I got it from them. So if you are going to get them, try and get them from that site. That site is lovely. They're also the ones that broke the Ultra Prism news, so good on them. And the final bit of news this week is that there is going to be yet another Toys R Us Pokemon TCG promotion, but not in the UK, which is super annoying. Now, it is happening this coming Saturday, the 11th of November. In Canada, you are getting a Jangmo-o's Toys R Us stamped foil, and the first 50 people in line are getting a Togedemaru Maru figure, so I suppose get there nice and early. Now, this is limited apparently to 200 per store, and you will also be getting a free collector's album to store some of these little cards in. So, I suppose it is only the first 200, it's not everybody, but even so, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty gosh darned cool. Now, that's in Canada, but on the same day in America, you can get the same thing, but you get a buildable Mega Construx Pokeball. It's still only the first 50 that actually get the Togedemaru Maru figure, but this at least seems to imply that everybody's getting the Pokeball, everybody's getting the album, everybody's getting the promo card, and the first 50 in line are getting the Togedemaru Maru. Now, interestingly enough, the advert we've got here for the US promotion does not state that it is limited to 200 per store, whereas the one in Canada does. Having said that, the one in Canada, this advert we've got, is a little bit more, I suppose, fleshed out would be the way to say it. So maybe it is limited. Either way, I would say that if you're interested in these and you want to get these, I would consider turning up earlier rather than later, because being late to these kind of things is exactly how disappointment happens. Although, as far as I'm aware, these promotions are not happening outside of the US, in the UK, Europe, etc., which is incredibly disappointing to me. Although, even if it was, I live in Cornwall, which is a little remote part of England, and I wouldn't be able to easily get to a Toys R Us anyway, which is very sad. Although if any of you lovely people end up with a spare Jangmo-o promo, don't know what to do with it, want to flip it my way, then hit me up on Twitter at the Wassy or email me at ptcgradio@hotmail.co.uk. I'm sure we can work something out. Now, there has been some other news in the last couple of days. There was a new Pachirisu card that was incredibly exciting, which allowed you to, for every Pokemon with Nuzzle on your bench, search your deck for a lightning energy and attach it to them for just one energy on a Pachirisu. And it was an adorably named attack, Nuzzle Generator. Similarly, there was a really good Drifblim revealed yesterday that for a double colourless energy allowed you to move 4 damage counters from each of your Pokemon and put them on your opponent's active. Both of these cards are brilliant. I've done videos about them, so they're not being properly in this news video. They are so good they need their own video. I will pop links to them in the description, so go check it out. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you lovely ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to be rushing to Toys R Us to go and grab this particular promo card? Are you excited about the Snorlax products? What do you think about the artwork on these new Japanese promos? And do you have any predictions for what the Lucario-GX might do? Knock them all down in the comments. I would love to hear them. But as always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, etc., you can do so at patreon.com/PTCGRadio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.